G'day everyone and welcome along to the Penrite preview for the final time in 2022 as we look ahead to Adelaide. Boys, welcome. How are you both?
Going all right. I'm sitting in the middle, but I'm okay.
Yeah, you've got the head turning well, so that's all right. You go to the physio, you keep yourself fit so you can deal with that.
I've got a sore neck, so I couldn't sit in the middle.
Lee, we'll get to you. It's the farewell. There's heaps of talking points. The farewell for Holden, of course, the return to Adelaide, your farewell, the farewell of the generation of car. So heaps to get through on today's show. But first of all, Dave, Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Pole position, podium, awesome. If you don't mind. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. Unbelievable. One of the best laps I've ever done in my life. In the shootout, my car was on fire. It was really good. We made a good change in practice and it just transformed the car and made it heaps easier.
And a surfboard as well?
Yeah, ended up second. I was in the lead for maybe 15 laps or something, and then Shane's car is just too good over the distance and it hosed us. But we had a few dramas during the race. My steering wheel come loose. That was a bit scary. And we both had a cool suit fail, which was horrific around there. I was like 30 laps into the race, thinking I don't want to do this anymore ever again. Like I was in a really bad state. You don't understand.
You had already said on our last show how much you were dreading going up there and doing the distance, not as a co-driver, but on your own. It was
a fate worse than hell for me. It was terrible.
I think the cabin temp was up around 60 degrees for both cars.
His was 62, mine was like 59 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, our cars run about 10 or 15 degrees hotter than everyone else, which is not good.
And it was hot anyway, wasn't it? Like
Penrite.
Air temp was hot as well. Like the whole weekend was pretty warm.
It wasn't ridiculous, but it's just a hard track. You don't get a rest. Like it's flat out. It's so hard.
All right, well, we'll move forward, eyes forward as we say. Lee, how do you feel, mate? This is it, the last hurrah after almost 20 years.
Yeah, to be honest, Stubbsy, I don't know how to feel. I was going back through some photos the other day of all the memories in the sport. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I thought I'll just flick through and I was going to put something out on Instagram or something and just having a look at all the memories, you just go, wow, like this has been my life. Like since I was 5 years old, you know, everything has always been about racing to me. And then, full time for, I think it's 16th year or something. It's just incredible. And so I don't really know life without motorsport or full time, motorsport. So I don't think it's going to hit me until maybe the start of next year, or maybe on the grid on Sunday. I don't know, but it's pretty incredible looking back at all the great memories over that time. And it's not just about the podiums and wins and whatever else, all the highs. There's also all the the lows in the sport. But
there's always more lows.
and how you bounce back from that, and then all the fun stuff you do with the other drivers, good teammates along the way, and obviously the best teammate this year. But just so many fun times throughout that time.
You two, you'll miss him, won't you? You two do get on. There's genuine banter with
he's been one of the best teammates I've ever had. He's been ace.
Yeah.
I always knew he was a good bloke. What are you going to think about when, the last time you pull up to the lights, you're going to go, this is my last time? Are you actually going to say that? And then when you go for a pass, what have I got to lose?
You know what, at least this time I know it's my last time. Because the last time in 2020, I didn't know it was meant to be my last race.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be me, by the way. I'm going to go around until someone says, hey mate, you can't go around anymore.
You're done.
Yeah, well, I'll sit there and go, well, this is it. This is the last full-time race. But I feel privileged that I get to make that call as well. So, I'm just going to really enjoy it for what it is, and obviously try and finish on a real high. I'd like to walk away from the sport having the last round as a strong one, and then obviously finishing as high as I can possibly finish in the championship as well for Penrite Racing, for the team's championship.
We're in a battle too. We're in a battle.
We're in a battle. We're in a battle with Erebus at the moment, so it'd be good to win that fight and then walk away leaving this team in the best position possible, I guess.
Who's coming over? Mates, Alana, what's the makeup to celebrate the occasion?
I've got a crew of mates coming over that are probably going to cause a scene. Yeah, definitely. I think they're sitting in the, I don't know, drinking piss somewhere for the whole day, the whole 2 days. I've got a couple of people from my other jobs, you know, my boss and another guy, and Alana's coming across on the Saturday, so the kids are staying at home with mum, so and then we got the gala dinner obviously on the Monday night, so tear it up there. Yeah. We've had a few big ones there, haven't we?
We have. Just
might even get on your shoulders again.
Just keep your shirt on this time, please. The year, boys, this is the final race. How do you look back? You just mentioned the battle with Erebus. How do you summarise the season that you've had? It's been some highs and some lows, hasn't it? Which, as we know, is motorsport.
Up and down, I'd say. Like, I suppose from our pace from last year, I reckon it's been an exceptional year.
Yeah.
Because last year was pretty bad for pace. I think we had one podium or two podiums through the whole team. So this year we've had like 10 or 11 or something. So we've exceeded our expectations. But just the pace comes and goes. You know, we've got, you know, there's 3 different tyres, and our car likes a lot of grip. Doesn't like the hard tyre so much. So, but I think over time we've sort of made that car, the hard tyre car, better. So,
gee, you've brought some good people in too, haven't you?
Yeah,
like
we've got some new
organisation.
people. We've got obviously Grant McPherson just joined our team, which, you know, I worked with Shippy and FPR in the days. And he's a very smart, brilliant person.
Couchy was new this year or
something? And he's changed the team, you know, a lot, and it's been awesome to watch him work and just how thorough he is with everything, and you know, that's what you kind of need to win races.
Yep. Going to Adelaide, we're back. How good was the Gold Coast finally being back? The crowd, it was
the best event I've been to all year by far. Wasn't it? It was unreal.
It's just cool to see or feel that atmosphere again, you know, the street race.
So cool.
And Adelaide's going to have that more, isn't it? Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we hope so, yeah.
Absolutely. I think having those years off as well brings more people back. Because people
100%,
realise, and I think we said this in our last preview, people realise how much they miss it when it doesn't happen, and it makes them realise that, far out, we need this, you know. So I think we'll get a massive crowd there. I think they're expecting 250,000 over the days or something. Which is really cool, but Adelaide track is just a hardcore track. It's hard work. Gold Coast is tough. Adelaide is probably similar level.
Because Adelaide, it hasn't been there obviously for a while. There's I think some new surfacing, isn't there? So it's going to be quite different to what you expect.
It'll be very different. You know, we've seen some photos of the surface and it looks in pristine condition. It's probably similar to what the Grand Prix track was this year.
Suited our cars too.
Suited our cars. So that's a good sign for us. And we love street circuits, Dave and I, and I think our cars perform quite well at street circuits. For me, getting back to how my year's gone, I don't know, something like I've been a little bit disappointed, to be honest, with the results. Dave's carried the team all year. And,
it's a team effort.
You know, something just hasn't clicked. In racing, I've got good speed, but just in qualifying, I'm missing the balance a little bit that we haven't quite got on top of. So that's been a little bit frustrating. But, you know, 12 months of a contract, it's always hard to get on top of things in 12 months when you move teams. So I think there's been some good signs this year of improvement. You know, obviously Bathurst qualifying was great, but that was in mixed conditions. But the racing's been strong, and I've been really enjoying that side of it because there's been lots of passes this year, probably more so than I've ever done in any other season. But it'd be nice to finish with a good quality result and get some good race results as well.
It's not the end though. You'll be back as excuse me. You'll be back.
You're not getting emotional, are you?
Yeah, I am. I'm getting teary. It's been a good few years. You'll be back as a co-driver though next year. That's the assumption from everyone else, right?
Yeah. I'll be back as a co-e. And I was happy to see the announcement of the Sandown 500 yesterday.
Yeah, and we love the new LinkedIn profile, the new photo of you in your real estate attire. Very sharp. You look good in a suit.
Is that going to be on like bus stops and stuff? Or, like the Realty King, Lee Holdsworth.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know.
Commercial real estate's not
go from one suit to another. It's a very different thing. That's for sure.
Yeah, good point. Getting back to Adelaide, turn 8 and the heat. I think, generally it travels in that direction, the weather, but Perth is going to be like 37 odd early next week. So there could be some significant heat making its way across to Adelaide. But turn 8, is it? We love watching it as fans. Do you guys?
Worst corner in Australia.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you love it or hate it? You obviously hate it. Tell me why, because it's just so challenging.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Like you're literally 72 laps. You psych yourself up for 72 laps every time you leave turn 7.
Yeah. Okay.
And you got to go through there flat out.
I love it. I actually love the corner, but like Dave said, like you come out of turn 7, heading up to turn 8, and every lap you don't feel comfortable approaching 100%. That corner. Like you're wondering whether you're going to come out the other side. You know? And that's what's so good about it, but also what's so bad about it. And when you race, a small crash there. The worst is when, because there's a great passing opportunity into the hairpin at turn 9 following that exit out of the dangerous turn 8. But so to line yourself up in a good position to come through that corner and get a better run than the guy in front who had clear vision through the corner is one of the most difficult things you can do.
Yeah.
But you have to take a massive risk to try and set yourself up for a pass into turn 9.
Well, keep it clean and good luck. Every time now that you go through there, I'm going to be thinking.
That's honestly how you feel. That's no one word. That's not a word of a lie.
Fitting that we farewell Holden, the biggest brand that the sport has seen. I think it's fair to say, judging just on records alone and what that brand has meant to this country. But fitting that we say farewell in Adelaide, given the relationship there with manufacturing.
Yep.
For you boys, how do you feel about the final race for Holden?
Well, it's kind of weird for me. Obviously, we're a Ford team, but I've been in and out of Holden and Ford my whole life. But I think we said farewell years ago, didn't we? When they stopped actually selling them and making them in Australia. Yeah. So for me, it's not like it's not really a big thing yet.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
You might find that once you get there, because I'm pretty sure the fans will and the telecast, all of that. There'll be a lot of talk about it.
Like Holden's been a huge part of my career.
Yeah.
As Ford has, obviously, but I think it'll be. Yeah, it's a little bit sad to see the brand go, but there is a stepping stone as well into with
the GM link.
GM.
Yep.
They've got the Camaro. Yep. There's a lot more relevance. So, but I think we've had a long time to sort of
say goodbye.
To prepare for this and to get our heads around it. And I think the fans are probably of the same point of view.
Yep.
I know, there's some really hardcore Holden fans and Ford fans in the country that have been watching for so long, and it'll be hard for them to drop the red flag. But will it still be red for the Camaro?
I don't know.
They've put out the branding. I think it's more black and yellow.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it?
Black and gold, I think.
So.
Right, I reckon that'll be the hardest thing.
Yeah,
because there's always been the red flags and the blue flags.
Yeah.
And now what do these guys do with their red flags?
Guys. There'll be a lot on eBay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you'll win at Bathurst. That was flying the Holden flag. So there's a lot of synergy there.
He won Bathurst in Holden.
Good point. Yeah, both of them. Yeah. This era of supercar.
Gone.
The close to that chapter. I mean, it's a pretty big weekend.
Yeah, it is actually.
About it.
I haven't thought about it.
No,
but you're right.
All I care about is like where I'm going to break at turn 1, where I'm going to break at turn 3, how I'm going to get through turn 8. Like all this peripheral stuff, you don't.
Well, that's why we have this show.
It's definitely an end of an era.
Yeah, and because it's been for you guys, it's been when you arguably, or at least for you, Dave, your best results have come in this era of supercar, and yours probably have as well, haven't they? Or half and half.
I don't know, when did we go? No, I think probably not.
You reckon prior?
Yeah.
You reckon you went better than the old
car of the past?
Yeah, okay.
I actually much prefer the car of the past.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, it was just cool.
So you're excited about Gen 3 cars? From what you've seen and heard and the look, and we've got a chassis
over there,
but
I think it takes us back to the car of the old
Yeah,
car
cool.
of the past.
Yeah.
Less aero, moves around more.
I think Richo said that when he drove it straight away. He's
Yeah.
like, it takes me back to like early mid-2000s.
I mean, the amount of aero that we've gained, the downforce we've gained since those days, 2012 was our last year of the car of the past. It's just gone berserk.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah, it's
year,
gone way too much.
Holden have more aero, so then Ford step it up, and then there's this constant. Everyone's trying to get.
Start with Volvo. Volvo.
Yeah, Volvo was.
And then
They brought out
quite a rocket ship.
quite a fast car with their aero. Then everyone had to get some parity.
But it's open slather, right, for next year in terms of who's going to be ready, who's going to be best prepared. Come Newcastle next year with the Gen 3 cars, anyone could win that first race, right?
Yep, definitely.
I think what we saw in the past with these new cars, car of the future, BJR came out really strong. I think, was it Tickford or FPR at the time, whatever.
I think we were woeful at the start.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, maybe I was.
But yeah, like it's not necessarily the strongest teams now that'll be strongest at the start of next year. I mean, they'll end up strongest after not so long, but there might be a bit of a mix-up from word go, which is cool.
That's why at Penrite Racing, we've been preparing ourselves early. We've got a guy been on it full time for the last few months.
Steve Robinson,
to try and sort everything out to make sure we're well ahead of the curve.
Beauty. You've been developing another race car.
I wouldn't say it's a race car.
The RX-7 they've been racing over the years.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. You put I think a picture popped up online or somewhere.
I've got a 1979 Series 1 RX-7 that I've had since I was 15 years old.
That's cool.
So it's like 23 years old.
So was that your 15? Was that your first
That
car?
was my first car I bought for $1,000, and it was a complete pile of rust. And I spent my school life like fixing it up, like redoing everything, engine, paint, everything, and making it like my little car. And since 2006, it's been in my mum's garage, so I haven't driven it since then. And Dad's had enough of looking at it in his garage, so he's rung me up and said, you have to take it, otherwise I'm going to put it in the bin. I'm like, okay, so I've dragged it up here and I've given it to our friends to try and fix it up and get it going again.
That's cool. And Ryan is
really cool.
He's here at the workshop today, so it could be his first car, perhaps, mate.
Maybe not. I'll probably sell it. They're actually worth a decent amount of money now. It's weird.
It's Suckers had Penrite in it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, did you like that?
I love that plug.
No, true story. True story. Haven't been like driven in 16 years or something. And normally what happens is all the seals get stuffed in the car and the car wouldn't turn over or things would seize. But I actually put Penrite in my car, HBR 30 back in the day, like in 2006, and it still works. Like there's nothing wrong with the engine. It's so
Penrite.
weird. Because exactly right.
Because it's Penrite.
I tell everyone.
It's better class.
Oil. Yeah, it is.
Well played. There's a photo of you also. You've been busy online.
Have I?
With, I think it was the Dude and Flash. Was it not? You were dressed up in golf attire. What was? Because there was a bit going on. That's exactly. There's a bit going on in the background in the group chat with Lee saying, that you're part of the mafia up there, and maybe you're changing teams. What's going on? You know,
I was filming a commercial, and he was in it.
Okay.
I was dressed like Happy Gilmore, and yeah.
How is your golf game?
Terrible.
Is it? Stick to tennis.
Did you play the
Stick
other
to
day?
tennis? No. We were filming an ad.
We'll keep our eyes out for it.
Right. I think it's going to be released soon, so it's quite funny apparently.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I played like a tiny part, but all these like motor racing people that are sponsored by all brands have a small part in it. So
copying some flack at the moment from some of the crew. Lee, you were copying crap earlier because you're not going to the Christmas party.
Yeah.
Mate, too good, just walking away and into the sunset, no worries?
Look, I got me in quite late, but I'd committed to a drive day up in Warwick, so unfortunately won't be with the crew for that one.
Right. Dave, you'll be there?
I'll be there with bells on.
Hopefully we can celebrate on Sunday night.
Absolutely. On that note, we might leave it there, boys. Thanks for all your time and effort.
I mean Sunday night at Adelaide.
Yes, yeah.
I think I got to. Yeah.
We've had plenty of laughs, lots of insight. We've enjoyed it. So all
Thanks,
the very
Stubbs.
best
Thanks
of
for
luck.
your help.
Wrap it up well. Go well in
Stubbsy.
Adelaide.
Cheers,
Lee, you're a legend. Congrats on an awesome
mate.
career. We
Thank
know
you.
there are a few more pages to go, but the full time, it's a full stop, and we've loved watching you. All the very best of luck.
Thanks, mate. And thanks to all our supporters for getting behind us this year. And have a good Christmas break after Adelaide.
Couldn't have said it better. This has been the Penrite preview. Have a great Adelaide, and we'll see you next time.